What is going on, everybody? This is Mr. ML Hats PHC coming back to you with a special video, and I know I say that a lot because I do, but to me, a lot of the videos I do are actually special. This is a Patreon video. If you guys are not aware, on my Patreon page, which all you gotta do is hit that link down in the description, you can go to my Patreon page and you can nominate a team to be reviewed. And what that means is I will show you every single hat I have in my set for that particular team. Now there's different levels because I don't have as many hats for some teams. I am trying to build up a smaller team hats collection, but right now I would say my biggest collection has to be the Yankees, which Dandy9, thank you so much for sponsoring that video last month on Patreon. I did a full Yankees hat review on that, showing off all my Yankees. Then I would say the Giants are probably my next most hats I have of a single team. Well, technically the Giants are the most, so they're number one, Yankees are two. I'm not really sure who's number three. It's either Red Sox or A's. I'll have to double check that. So I want to thank Dandy9 so much for sponsoring via Patreon the Seattle Mariners. So if you're interested in nominating a team for a review, please go check out my Patreon page. So without further ado, no shenanigans, because Dandy9, thank you for the extra support. You don't want the shenanigans, you want to see the hats. So without further ado, let's check out the line of the Seattle Mariners. Let's go! Alright, so what I have here is a small little collection. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Seattle Mariners hats. And I should have more because overall, guys, real quick, I do like the logo. It is an S-type logo, which is more awesome because that is the first letter of my name. So I'm kind of fond of the S. And now that the Seattle Krakens are coming out, they have another awesome S logo as well, so I want to pick up some of those hats as well. I should have more of these, but I don't. But I am trying to increase my smaller market teams or smaller market hats, however you want to say it. So the first hat I'm going to show you is the traditional home of the Seattle Mariners hats, but we have, bam! We have the Seattle Mariners teal and navy, or aquamarine, however you want to say it, teal and navy crown. I love the button. New Era flag. I know they're trying to resemble a little bit of the Seattle S right there with that silver coloring. On the back they have that Major League little guy with that navy, the teal, and the blue. It's just, I feel like since they did the teal brim, teal button, I mean, I don't, obviously New Era doesn't listen to me because I just don't understand why we can't have some matching consistency going on. Like, got the teal brim. Could we get a teal New Era flag, some teal eyelets? I mean, is making colored eyelets really that difficult and hard to do? Also, the New Era flag, is it really that challenging? I don't know. I really want to go to the manufacturing place in Buffalo. I don't think it's still in operation because of everything going on. I think they did close, if I remember right. They might still be producing a little bit there. I'm not 100% sure, but overall it's no longer there. But I would just love to go up to like New Era and ask them those kind of questions. Anyways, with all that being said, we do have the black underneath. We got the black sweatband, 7 5/8. This does say official on-field cap, but it is made in one of our favorite places of Haiti, and it's 100% polyester. So this is where I always get confused and conflicted. Like I tell you guys, it's called an on-field hat, but the last time we checked, and according to all my hat-fitted people out there, isn't it supposed to be made in the USA? Like, seriously? Like, I don't know. So, I don't know. Anyways, this is a 5/8. Fits really good. So, this is one of the ones I wanted to actually get when I went up to Seattle when they played the Red Sox a number of years ago. Way back in the day, it seems like. But they actually did not have it. So, I actually picked this one up at Lids recently. One of my additional new pickups we have is the Seattle Mariners. Bam! The neon target sign, as I call it. I believe it's called the neon emblem, but it's just really freaking cool. You have your makeshift Seattle Mariners style logoing here. You can just look at this and know it's a Seattle Mariners. So I like it, something different, but don't worry guys. When you're rocking it backwards, you can tell it is a Seattle Mariners hat. So I just like this different concept. I like it with that little target and stuff. I want to say I picked this one up from Hat Club. And I think the main reason I picked it up, even though I did like it, I think it went on sale. I honestly can't remember 100%. I do like the fact they got that New Era flag all in black, so it blends in. On this one, the all in black is actually really good. So you just have your main focus right there on that neon Seattle Mariners target in the front. Nothing on the side, of course, and then on the back. Just love it. You can wear it back a la King Griffey Jr. and it will just pop. So I think it looks really good, really basic, simple, with just those two things on there. No side patches, no New Era flag because it's blended in. I wish they would have went, and I know I'm probably getting picky, I wish they would have went all black on the brim as well. Black sweatband, 7 5/8, just say general merchandise, 100% polyester, made in China. So this one is actually a really nice one. The next one I got is the Reynolds throwback hat. For any baseball fan, you guys know that we love the throwback unis and hats, which if you think about it, guys, when we saw these uniforms, you know, being used in the 80s, the 90s, some cases early 2000s, we saw some of these unis and we're like, oh my God, these are terrible. And then after a while, once they finally went away, we're like, nostalgia kicks in and we're like, oh man, I gotta get that new San Diego Padres, new Seattle Mariners, new Florida Marlins. I mean, they're not really new, but we crave the nostalgia. The Houston Astros are another fine example. That Tequila Sunrise jersey, oh my God. Well, this one I feel like was not in that scenario. They've always had a good clean uniform, a clean good hat. Kind of wish they would have kept this a little bit longer because this is a nice classic one. But we got, bam, the throwback Reynolds as Cooperstown collection hat right here. It has that nice green underneath, the white sweatband. This is a 7 5/8. 100% wool, of course, made in China. You do have a nice gold and blue Major League little guy on the back. You got that gold New Era flag. This one is freaking awesome. I just love it. It's a nice fit. It fits actually just right. So I just feel like, you know, if the Mariners would have never changed their uniform or logos, I would have had no problem, because I did not think that they should have been one to change it per se. They could have sold, you know, tons of merchandise using this logo alone, but obviously they wanted to kick, and so they went that style. But this one is freaking awesome. I do like the star in the middle for the Seattle Mariners, but I mean, they could have left it alone and it still would have been an awesome freaking uniform slash hat. So great one right here, Cooperstown edition. The next one, this one, I love the colors. This one, I'm okay with them changing it because this is another old style hat. But we have the, bam, Mariners Trident, or however you want to say it, because it has like that Trident M coming right there. Obviously nautical, or you know, ocean, seas type stuff with the M right there. Love that blue, the way that it is. It is that grit, that jean blue, as they say. There's obviously another word, but I can't remember what it's called. But I like that whitewash a little bit on the gold. It's not too bright. It's a nice blended color. Same with the blue. Nice yellow button here. Nice New Era flag right there in yellow. On the back, you have your nice Major League little guy, that white, blue, and gold. Now I'm kind of looking at the Major League little guy. His bat is kind of cut off. I think that's usually how it is anyways. Let me check it out. Well, that's the wrong one. I shouldn't be looking at the minor leagues. So if you look at the comparison on the Major League guy, on this one, it actually is a little bit bigger compared to the other one on the more standard one right here. Probably should look at the Cooperstown collection because that would be more similar. And they're actually very similar. There's a little more detail in this Batterman on the Cooperstown one than the other one. The other one looked like he got his helmet kind of cut off a little bit. So check that out. So this one is a very nice one. It does say it's a Cooperstown collection, but I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't know. Like, this one to me is a straight Cooperstown collection. You got that green and the white on the brim and the sweatband. But here, gray and black. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Let me know down in the comment section. Did they use a gray underbrim back then, black sweatband? I want to say no, but then again, who knows? This is 20% wool and 80% acrylic, and it does say it's a Cooperstown collection. This is a 7.5, so that is how long I've had it. And it is a little tight, but I know if I wore it a little bit more, it would be perfect. Otherwise, it's just a little bit tight. Eventually, I'm going to get a hat stretcher so I can kind of stretch it out a little bit. But I freaking like this hat because this is the kind of hat, just like this one, it can go with anything. It's a gorgeous hat. So I recommend, out of the current Mariners hats I showed you, you cannot go wrong by getting this one or the Cooperstown S1. All right, here we go, guys. This one I'm going to show you was my old school Seattle Mariners hat. This one was one of the first hats slash teams I traveled to. If I remember right, I actually got this one at the stadium. This one is obviously really freaking old, but we have our standard Seattle Mariners all navy, and yeah, it's seen some better days, but you know, that's how it is. This is obviously an older hat, so there's no new era flag. You got your nice Batterman on the back. Look at that, nicely stitched. Has a little bit more detail. The brim of his helmet is a little more defined. I kind of started looking a little more at the Batterman just to kind of see the details, because I've gotten some bad hats and they pretty much sucked. You got your nice black underneath, black brim. Obviously needs a little cleaning. 7.5, of course, because I've had it for a minute. It does say authentic, official on-field, of course, made in the USA. And this is 100% polyester. This one, it got some wear, because back then, obviously, I didn't have as many hats. And this one is going to be tight. Oh, yes. This is why I went up a size, because these hats for my 7.5s are just freaking tight. So I would stretch them. I can wear it, but once my hair starts to really grow out, that's pretty much when I can't really wear them anymore, because it's actually tight on the head. So there you go, guys. One of the old school of my collection, the Seattle Mariners. So I've had this hat for a minute. One of my latest pickups, I believe I got this back in December. I got this in a trip when I went down to LA. This was one of the hats I was looking for, but we have, bam, the Seattle Mariners Churn Ahead the Clock game hat. This hat is awesome. I like the concept. As I mentioned before, I don't feel like it should go this way. I really like the old style S. I kind of wish they would go back to that full time. This one was just an interesting concept. Obviously, me personally, I hope they don't go with this. On this one, I like the colors and I like the concept. The Milwaukee Brewers, if I remember right, they did something similar where they did a turn the head clock. And I understand that they're trying to predict like where their logos are going to be in the future, but personally I don't know how this would relate anything to the Seattle Mariners, like color wise or anything. I do like the nautical star right there across the front, then you got the baseball in the background, then you got the stars right there. Now I will say though, wouldn't that make a freaking awesome tattoo design right there? That could work, you guys. That definitely could work. What do you guys think? So love that one. This one, like I said, it's just a good fashion piece. Got that black underneath, white sweatband. This is a retro classic collection, Cooperstown collection. I don't know how they can call it Cooperstown. I really don't. Since 1920, new era caps, 100% wool, made in Vietnam. The retro classic collection pays homage to the 59Fifty caps worn on the field of play by every Major League Baseball player. 7.5. I'm sorry, 7 5/8. I actually like the tagging on this. I left the tags and everything on it, so I haven't really worn it. This is just one I, like I said, wanted to get because I like the concept. Got it for a really good price, so I figured, why not? All right, guys, the last one. Saved it for the best. The next hat. And of course, you cannot show the Seattle Mariners collection without the, bam, the Seattle Pilots. This one is a real interesting concept. The Connecticut Tigers did a similar design like this where they had these front aviation type, I'm not really sure what they call flowering green stuff on there, but they're the Seattle Pilots, so there's like pilot wings, what do they call them? I don't know. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. They call these right there for pilots. Then you have your nice pilot stripe right there. Nice classical S right there. Did a really good job. I hate the fact though, I will tell you straight up. First of all, the New Era flag on this is kind of jacked up. I didn't notice that till now, so check that out. Kind of jacked up. I don't know, stitching, whatever. All I gotta do to kind of fix that, just get like a gold Sharpie. That'll fix it. Not sure how it got like that. Obviously, it was like that, so whatever. Anyways, I don't like the fact that they did a gold New Era flag right here, but they left the eyelets navy and the button navy. Why didn't they do what they did on the other Mariners retro and just kind of have that as a navy blended New Era flag, and then they have no Batterman on the back? So it's like, okay, we want our advertisement on there or our logo insignia, but we're not going to throw the Major League guy on there because obviously he wasn't there or they didn't have it on back then, I guess. But yet they didn't have the New Era flag and you threw that on there. So I don't know. This could be one that I know some people like taking off the New Era flag, and with this already kind of being a jacked up New Era flag, should I take it off? I don't know. I don't want to ruin it, of course, but it's okay. On the underneath, you got that nice green brim. Looks really good. This doesn't feel like your standard brim underneath. If you look at this one, you can see all the stitching right there on the front of the brim right there, or I should say underneath. And then on here, it's just all evened out. There's no lineage of stitching. It looks like anything. It's just a covering, and then you can see the stitch pattern on top. So that is interesting, considering that you already see the stitch patterning on top on this brim and the bottom, but then on this one you see it on top, but you don't see the stitch pattern on the bottoms. So that's actually very interesting. I don't think I've noticed that before, so I don't know. White sweatband. It does say official on-field cap, but yet it's made in Bangladesh. It is 100% wool, so there you go. Don't know how you can, of course, call it an on-field hat if it is 100% wool. So, and as you can see, the fit is really, really tight for a 5/8. You know, if I would have to tell a collector, what does this feel like? I would definitely have to tell them this is more on the 7.5 side. Obviously, it's made in Bangladesh. So you guys can insert your jokes in the comment sections all you guys want. So again, thank you very much to Dan-D9 for sponsoring the Seattle Mariners via Patreon. If you ever want to sponsor a team via Patreon, hit up my Patreon page and check it out. Of course, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can currently follow me at Major League Hat with a Z. And of course, don't forget, if you are new to the channel, thank you very much for watching. Hit your subscribe, hit your notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is Mr. Emma Hats, PhD. Shout out Dan-D9. Thank you so much. See everybody later. Bye!